Yeah, this place is kind of screwed, isn't it? How this guy ever got a job here anyway? This place is kind of screwed, might I mention. I can understand why their CEO was murdered on the security team's watch. You've got Wendy Oldbag and Larry Butz working in the same place. One is a senile old fart, the other is Larry. I can understand how somebody just slipped in and murdered the CEO without anybody noticing. I'm kind of getting a good picture of that now. I'm kind of understanding that. I understand exactly what's going on. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So in the last episode, we successfully got our client acquitted of theft. But then it turned out that getting him acquitted of theft made him guilty of murder. So now we have to defend him against that. So yeah, long story short, our client claims to be a phantom thief. We were able to prove that he wasn't in a court of law. But then because of that, he is now the prime suspect in a murder case. So we're going to be doing an investigation to see if we can fix that. But in any case, let's just get into it because it's a very interesting hook to go into this episode with. We've got him acquitted, but in the process we may have indicted him for murder. So we'll have to see if we can fix that. But in any case, yeah, it is a very interesting narrative hook going in. October 13th, 3:02 p.m. Wright & Co. law offices. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Yeah, and for something that we're kind of familiar with, he'll probably be fine. Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose, I don't buy it. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand. Yeah, so it's kind of our fault, we need to fix it. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll fix it, it's fine. Well, how about we get started looking into Cave's security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Korean Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the Sacred Urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mr. Bai, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Not... Again, you're misinterpreting our relationship, Pearly. I'm not entirely sure what to tell you. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred Urn given to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting, okay? And off she goes. She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. Alright, well, so what are your thoughts about this? So, what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get her out of there and investigate the murder. Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She would know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? Yeah, you don't really have a job. How are you gonna pay for a motorcycle? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Miss Delight. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center, too. Also, it's interesting that they refer to her as Miss Delight and not Mrs. Delight, even though she's married. You usually use Miss for people who aren't married, but we know she is. So, it's a little bit weird that people are refer to her as Miss Delight. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe because she just, I honestly have no idea. That's interesting that nobody refers to her by as Mrs. Delight. They always refer to her as Miss Delight. It's interesting. In any case, Sacred Urn. You must be relieved you got the Sacred Urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Don't question mark me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase had pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. She's got a point there. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned missing Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still... I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible that urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Korean Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, I hasn't been back to Korean Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Korean Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So, why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo? Huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Yeah, like when you were almost accused of murder because you may or may not have channeled the ghost of a cranky dead girl. I can understand that. That is a real thing that could potentially happen. I mean, it didn't happen in that case, but it could have, and you could have been accused of actual murder. So yeah, if it does happen for real, that's a problem. Is what happened last year still bothering you? Alright, that murder in her village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Korean technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. It sounds like being the master of Korean is going to be a heavy responsibility. Yeah, especially since she's what? Canonically, what, 13, 14 years old? She's still learning all of that, so yeah, in any case, we've talked to her all about that. So we should probably talk to all these different, go to all these different places and just check in and see what's going on. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. The Treasures of Korean exhibit is all ruined now. Maya, I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This was our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we've got the Sacred Urn back, maybe they can reopen it? Really? Sure, maybe they can label it the Urn of Master Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa. Whoa, whoa! That's a brilliant idea, Nick. Okay, we can clean up and be filthy rich. Woohoo! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Let's go into the basement warehouse since there's still some things I have questions about down here. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, basement warehouse. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews. What's she still hanging around down here for? So, how's it going? What about the Sacred Urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Master Mask's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. Alright, let's talk to her since we haven't talked to her. Domestic identity. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring Damask to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Miss Detective Acme again? About 20 days ago. And when was it that Master Mask's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So, he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Acme must have really wanted the Sacred Urn after all. Yeah, but it's interesting though. I guess so. This is a little weird. The night of the crime. What? So Master Mask has murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Acme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden in the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says so he can have an alibi when he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Master Mask pretty well. Alright, Sacred Urn. I'm so glad that you got your Sacred Urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? Ooh, there we go. There it is. Seculax. Okay, so now we know. What do you think this means, Nick? I think I have a pretty good idea of what it means. She was the one who, she dropped the urn and fixed it. I have a pretty strong idea. We need evidence to support that claim, but I have a pretty good, but I'm pretty confident that that's it. That she dropped the urn and fixed it, and that's why it looks different. It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the Sacred Urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Alright, I don't have I don't have enough evidence to actually prove anything, so I'm gonna do some investigating first before I do anything else. I don't have anything that I can talk to her about, so what about this? I thought the whole exhibit would be brightened up by something so shiny and gold. That's why I went to the trouble of borrowing it from the Branch Family Training Hall. A gold statue is totally cool in my book. It arrived rather late, so I thought I wouldn't be able to put it on display. By the way, it looks like this statue was moved on the night of the theft. Do you know anything about that? No, it certainly wasn't me that moved it. Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Okay, so that's a part of that. I'm gonna... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna present this and see if I can figure it out. With what I have. Probably not. But there's definitely some evidence that I can use to piece things together. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the Sacred Urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn was submitted that the child was genuine? Okay, I don't think I have the evidence that I need to solve this yet. I'm gonna come back. Yeah, I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna, in any case, examine. That's the box. That's a pathetic looking wooden box. Ah! That's the box that had the Sacred Urn in it. Don't touch it. There may be clues to the thief's identity on it. Grr, I worked so hard to make that box. Huh? You made that poor excuse for a box, Maya? What's that supposed to mean? And I was so proud of it. It's poor Maya. Maybe it'd have been better if Master Mask had taken the box, too. Alright, well, now we can investigate without pearls here. This is the camera and computer that Detective Acme set up, huh? That's what he said. And yet he still let it take a picture of him. I guess he's not as smart as he pretends to be. The camera belongs to the Lordly Tailor, so he knew he couldn't tamper with it. So then why would Acme, I mean Master Mask, allow that to happen? That is interesting. It looks like a part of a bigger signboard. All I can read on is the burr. Ah, I've got it. Maybe it's supposed to say hamburger. Why would anyone write hamburger that big? Like, maybe for the World Hamburger Festival or something? I kinda doubt it. Aha! I've got it! Maybe it said spaghetti. Why are you talking about food? Oh, wait. That's normal for you. Anyway, it says burr. There's no way I could speak spaghetti. Well, maybe it was a typo. It might have said spaghetti festival. What do you think? Okay to me. Besides, spaghetti is the only thing more tangled than your reasoning. Alright. It looks like the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. I guess that's where they were keeping the Sacred Urn. Remember, Maya, and Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there. And she's here anyway, so she would be kind of upset with us anyway. Anyhow, what is this puddle? It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about that paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly in a shocking pink. I don't see how the color of the paint is in any way important. The statue wasn't where it was now that we first came here, right? Yeah, it was right next to the door, wasn't it? Well, if someone moved it, it was probably Mask to Mask. Maybe he didn't like being watched by Mr. Gamey while he stole the urn. Hey, cut it out! You're giving me the creeps with that kind of talk. Alright, well... and then there's organ... It says organy. No, it doesn't, Nick. It says organize. You just can't see the last 2 letters. Yeah, well, I guess no one else could read it either, because this place is a mess. Yeah, so you should feel right at home, right? Alright, and then there's the stepladder thing we can read. Again. I know this is an achievement if you read all the stepladder stuff. Look. That's a stepladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. Why do I feel like we've had this exact conversation before somewhere? Alright, well, in any case... Oh. I completely forgot about the sword. Detective Acme said he got hit on the back of the head with this by the thief. But that was obviously a lie. Because it turned out that Acme was the real thief. It's still hard to believe. It looks like Adrian feels really bad about it. I'm going to take full responsibility and fix that sword myself. I know I don't look it, but I have complete confidence that I can fix it right up. I promise I'll fix it so you never knew it was bent in the first place. But please be gentle with it. Okay, so... Well, in any case, that's all I got. Okay, so let's go back to the detective office. Actually, we need to go here anyway, so let's talk. October 13, Master Max hideout. Oh, Nicky boy, Maya. Mr. Light. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking you for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Mr. Light had such a vulnerable side. Well, let's talk to her. About Ron. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, please die. He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. Thief! Ha! The very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? Detective Acme. I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. That's a little convoluted, but okay. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, who did you go to Detective Acme's office anyway? Why did you go to... I'm misreading things. Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try and find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously, the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Acme knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then, you went there to ask him some questions. That's right, I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now, but I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Alright, KV Security. Do you know where it is? Mr. Light, do you know about KV Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my heart Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. It looks like Mr. Lake doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away, by motorcycle that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass. Thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? Haha, what a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Alright, did that come up in the conversation? I know it's 20 minutes away, but... Love at first sight. So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yeah, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come in running in to save you? Yes, exactly! I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Please, stop it! He screamed. I could see the robber's face turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life to save me. Alright, that's a pretty amazing story. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. Sniff, sniff. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. You did. I did. I saved your ass. I saved you. With my responsibility always seems to loom in the not so distant future. And that absolutely happened. In any case, let's examine some things. Smash the mask. There's a tape recorder hanging from his neck. Let me see that. Isn't this... Oh yeah. I'll be taking this crown now. Better luck next time, gentlemen. I remember that this was from this opening thing. Ronnie used to say that a happy laugh is the lifeblood of a thief. Well, that certainly is a happy-sounding laugh, alright. Yeah, and laughing... Yes, and laughing isn't as easy as it sounds. The harder you try, the more fake it sounds. Mr. Light really works hard at his craft, huh? Nick, it's a torpedo. It's hard to believe, but it sure looks real. Where could he have picked up something like this? Please don't say that as if torpedoes are things people just leave lying around. It's a bunch of cheap custom pieces arranged in a nice frame. Look, Nick, it's a fake beard. There's also a mask made out of cardboard. Here, Nick, try it on this fake beard. Come on, try it on. Okay, we've already seen all these, but I want to see them again. Okay. It's Phoenix the mask. If you like it, feel free to take it home with you. Thanks, but no thanks. This thing looks vaguely familiar. Oh, okay. Okay, we've already seen all these. Oh, that? Ronnie brought that home one day. He asked one of his friends from work if he could have it. Oh, so, okay, so he got it from Oldbag directly. Alright. Oh, man. Now I want one too. I wonder if KB Security was in charge of security at the event from that old case. Probably. The theft of the Measuring Stone, the Great Emblem Strategy. Okay. Did the police even investigate this? Okay. The police took a look at all of that, you know. Really? Did they say anything? They said it wasn't important. Oh? Don't worry about it, Nicky boy. After all, my Ronnie is just an amateur. Amateur or not, this is cool. Knuckle Bomber. How cool is that? So I received a blackmail letter, huh? Do you think Mr. Light knows about this? Well, if she did, I don't think she would have been smiling like that. I wonder if we should tell her about it. I think it'd be smarter if we didn't. Yeah, probably a smart idea if we didn't do that. There are a bunch of books lying here. All romantic-sounding novels about famous heists and fantastic thieves. Okay. Let's see here. This thief's way of laughing, very useful. No, a calling card is an important part of any good thief's modus operandi. It was always Ronnie's dream to become a thief. Well, I guess you could chuck that one down as fulfilled. I wonder why Mr. Delay never talked to his wife about it. Yeah, well, I think she deserves some of the blame for not bringing it up either. Alright. Alright, in any case, thank you for that. We're going to go to the detention center next. Because that's where we need to go. October 13th, detention center, visitor's room. I already told you, it's not me! A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, and we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too. Come on, we'll just have to come back later. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. Okay, so we can't actually do anything here. I'm actually gonna go back, because this is actually a good hub for everything. We're gonna go to the Acme Detective Center. October 13th, Acme Detective Center. Okay. Wow, this place is literally crawling with cops. What do you expect? Now that they know he was actually Master Mask, that must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think? Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing the place apart. Hey, I just noticed. Gumshoe is nowhere to be seen. Well, he is a homicide detective. He's probably working on the murder case. But wasn't he in charge of the Master Mask investigation all the way up to yesterday? Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, "There's nothing like a good murder case, pal." Yeah, points for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe has bloodlust, Maya. Alright, well, there's nothing else I can examine here. So, we're gonna go to the office, move. Okay, and it seems we can only get here from the CEO's office from here. So let's do that. Oh, this is a fancy-ass office. Look at this. This is neat. This looks neat. Also, I feel like I've seen that painting before. October 13th, KB Security CEO's office. So, I guess this is where it all went down, huh? The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys! Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel sorry. I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, "Oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Ho 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 ho." Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits? Well, anyway. The point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes, I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. I've known this the whole time. Where have you been? Now, this is a little fest is over. Maybe we can start investigating. Let's talk to him about what's going on. What happened? Detective Gumshoe, tell us about what you know about the murder. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help. Oh, okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. This is so cute. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 a.m. this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in his room. It happened at exactly the same time that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh? Autopsy report added to the court record. Okay, so cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? there's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody has heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from which he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Bullard. Maybe you can start by getting his name right. Detective Acme. So, what happened to Max the Mask? He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again! He keeps yelling. No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective Acme. Ho 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 ho. Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserves. Ho 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 ho. Now that's a detective I know and love. Okay. Think about it. Acme was always around when a calling card showed up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Ha! Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was a thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen items he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. The gem of the thief. Stole it. Hey, that guard there. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it. Newspaper clicking into the court record. Prosecutor Goto. Oh, that's Prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. Neither do I. He talks about coffee way too much for somebody who's supposed to be a professional prosecutor. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So, who is that Java addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Goto? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I've never even heard of this guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records, anyway. But, no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps. That's very strange. Goosebumps? You? Yeah, I know something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Goto guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Let's present the thing we just got. This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info to the witness. By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo? Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try and catch Mask to Mask. But he got away anyway, huh? That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately. Well, there's a possibility, but I kind of feel sorry for him. He's kind of a sad young guy. Yeah, and he seems to have a habit of always getting arrested prematurely. Well, it's just my personal opinion, but I think the police should have investigated the whole thing more carefully. But weren't you the one that arrested him with the giant goofy smile on your face? Come on, we don't have time to start with that. Let's just leave it alone. Alright, let's investigate. Examine everything. So, this rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it opened? I don't think so. So you mean, yeah, I think the string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean, the victim. He was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night. Yeah, oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so... Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in there, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so. Ho ho ho! I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis, I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Rhonda Light. What? So, Rhonda Light, he was the security chief? Ron, so he knew how to open the safe, huh? Interesting. Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. Ugh. Okay, well that's not particularly... What is about this? Wow, look at that huge framed photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There's a title written on the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Either this guy didn't get out enough or he had really rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he'd lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Yeah, that is a little sad. What about this? Ooh, there's a button here. Let's see. That would be the security alarm. Hey, cut it out. Don't press that. Haha, that was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says it right there on the panel. If you say so, I can't really read that. Oops, you're right. It's written right here. I can't really read that, but if you say that's what it says, I'm inclined to believe you. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Ooh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bowler, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Alright, emergency buzzer added to the court record. Okay, so that's connected to the basement security guard office. There are no fingerprints on it. Alright, let's keep investigating. What about this? These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess that's one shelf at the time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading, if you got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. Well that's not particularly helpful. Desk? This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. I have a similar desk. I'm using a similar desk to this. It's not the rounded shape, but it is the L shape. It is, and it's very nice. I have room for a whole bunch of other stuff on here. Like, when I review games and stuff, or like board games and stuff for you guys, I have room for that. So, pretty nice. Pretty nice all things considered. I love my desk. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a sec. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you. Whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Eee! Alright, well, that settles that question. Alright, let's investigate some more. What about this? Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly backbreaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah. What did you find out, Nick? This file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is about Master Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods at the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Eminon 100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Master Mask stole. So that 100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Kane's list. Found let's disable at the crime scene. Alright, so now we can use that for evidence. I mean, granted, we probably shouldn't have done that particular thing, where we write down things without anybody noting, but that's okay. And what do I got in my evidence list now? So about this. Huh? What's that? Hey, wait a minute. What's wrong? We copied that data without permission. Don't show it to him. He might get mad at us. So, what are you two whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. It's just my billfold. That's a pretty thick billfold you got there, pal. Now I really want you to show it to me. I can show you this. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. Sorry, it's hard to believe, but there's a limit on how much my brain can hold. That's fair. Brain is data and all that. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain. That makes perfect sense, though, if you think about it. Because since, technically speaking, the human brain is just data that stores things. It's literally just a computer, albeit a very powerful and very big one. I mean, it is because the way it works is that it just connects all of the things in your head and links them all up, and then you can store things basically forever until you die. It's very cool. It's a little cool. It's like your brain is like the world's greatest computer, and nobody has since been able to figure out how to replicate that. So maybe someday in a couple decades, centuries, millennia, who knows? Anyway, point is, maybe someday science will actually catch up and be able to make a computer that is actually able to store as much data as the human brain. I'm interested to see how that will work. But in any case, you can see your eyes and the ears, but the jury's still out on the brain thing. That's mean! That's mean! That is so mean! Hey Nick, if you got something to say, just come out and say it. Alright, I got nothing else. So let's move to the security room. Who's down there? Ooh, it's nice down here. October 13th, KB Security Guard Office. There's a lot of fancy things down here. I like this. Wow, this is really something else. It's like we stepped into an alien spaceship. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. KB Security Guard. Uh-oh, I just remembered. Larry might be... Hey, Nick, what's up? So he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you, too. Hi, Larry. Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I've got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here's a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then and this is now. Okay. Let's just examine everything. What is this? Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right. Did you know you hung it on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got that, greenhorn? So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulled the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you just want to know what will happen, huh? It's true, it's killing me too. What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. What about this note? Something is written on this poster in fine print. The Guard's 5 Commandments. Wow, sounds serious. Let's see what it says. 1. Obey thy superior. 2. Respect thy superior. 3. Smile at thy superior. 4. Salute thy superior. 5. Buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. And that's the connection. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. So she works here now. Cross her and you come face to face with a real genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, alright. Well, fortunately she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. So she works here. So she's so she's involved in this chapter, but she's not actually physically here. That's good. That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady. There's tea spilled all over the machine, you know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess. What about this? That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate. No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere? Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Did she know? Oh! Geneva Unlocked smells like Oldbag. Examine everything with even a whiff of Oldmatic. Trials and Tribulations episode. I got apparently. Alright. Those screens will show what's going on over the building, everywhere. It's my job to keep a stay on them, all of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these two? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. I was a professional investigation, alright? Alright. If you say so. Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey, Larry, what are they? Did you say, Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh, boy. Yeah, this place is kind of screwed. How this guy ever got a job here anyway? This place is kind of screwed, might I mention. I can understand why their CEO was murdered on the security team's watch. You've got Wendy Oldbag and Larry Butz working in the same place. One is a senile old fart, the other is Larry. I can understand how somebody just slipped in and murdered the CEO without anybody noticing. I'm kind of getting a good picture of that now. I'm kind of understanding that. I understand exactly what's going on. In any case. Is there anything else I can examine? Or is that it? No, that looks like it. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk to him. Good info. So, what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Okay, you really want to know? Yes. So tell me. Okay, so the thing is, Rondelay was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me? Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Rondelay was fired. Okay, so he didn't quit. He was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out on work to go pick up hot chicks or something? I mean, that's you, personally, but I can't imagine Ron doing that. No, that's just, yeah. Security guard. So, what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time. The monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around that building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Oh. And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if something's small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. The night of the crime. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment. And I'm dumb. Even if it's a part-time and you're dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick. Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is, you were here that night, right? Okay. Oh no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the Butz after all. Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay? It looks like I'm going to have to break his psyche locks after all. Ooh. Well then what else can I do? Well, in any case, I guess the only thing I can think of is that we need to present... Let's present the Magatama and see if we can break through it. Because we should have the information we need to actually get this guy to talk and tell us everything that happened. The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was! Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Light? Ah, but that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night, too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I even bet you $1. $1. Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have any evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? Yeah. The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... Well? His wallet. He found the wallet at 1 a.m., which is around the time Kane Bullard was murdered.
Take that!
Yeah, the wallet. This wallet. You knew about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar. You hadn't delivered this wallet to Mr. Light just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 a.m. in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock. In the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard station. Ah. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What was that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It wasn't the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 a.m. during your shift. This.
Take that!
Woo. Boy, you really had me scared. I've never seen anyone look so relieved in my whole life. What's with that low land that can't keep its sleep look on your face? I guess I'm gonna have to rattle his cage a little bit more. Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's room after...
Take that!
Oh yeah, the card. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does. But I can't show the record to just anyone, you know. That keycard data was already made public to the trial today. What? I didn't know that! Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way! Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Ooh. Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. Yeah, no! And he's done. And I only had the one screw-up, so that'll just recharge completely. Unlock successful. The night of the crime. Ooh, I knew it! It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault! Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was that? Yeah, her new boyfriend. It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy sucked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Yeah. So, is that why you left the security guard office? What? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? What? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I can do? Anything, just name it. I'll do whatever I have to do to make up for it. I swear I will. Larry? Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information from him. Nick! Alright. Well, okay. Okay, I didn't mean to do this. We'll just skip ahead real fast. Okay. Alright, back. Now we can present. Present? Where the hell is this stuff? I think you know how much I want to help you guys, but I really don't know what to say about that. Alright, so there's nothing. What is it, Nick? It's just that he seems so, I don't know, pleasant. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to his room, right? That's right, just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. I mean, it was a little bit creepy that he flirts with her, but okay. Huh? Go ahead, Maya, please press the buzzer to in your heart. I promise I'll come right to your rescue, like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Heh, thanks. I try. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. Okay, what about this? Okay, this... Okay, so that's all the information we got. The emergency buzzer. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. Fair enough, but you could have done your job. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did. And I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me, please? Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry can make a mistake like that. Wah! What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What's about the records? That night, it went off just once in the morning around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be. Alright, the buzzer went off once around 1 and 2 a.m. on October 12th in the CEO's office. That's interesting. So let's go present that to Gumshoe, since he probably wants to know about that. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. Sorry, it's hard to believe. There's a limit. Okay, so... okay, so that doesn't help. So where else can we go? Let's present this, I guess, and see what happens. But you guys have really made me reflect on the way I've been living. But the only problem is, with all this reflecting, where's the time for love? Frankly, I think reflecting is a bit overrated, don't you know? What are you going on about, Larry? Plus, do you honestly have any new info on the buzzer record? Huh? That record? No, nothing at all. This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. Alright, well... Well, what else can I talk about? Alright. Well, what else can I present to him? I can present Run the Light himself. I'm really sorry, Nick. I swear I want to change my ways. But the thing is, I don't have any interest in men. This guy really needs to get his mind out of the gutter. Larry's your stereotypical guy, alright. Yeah, he really is. That Desi's one awesome lady, alright. It's been a long time since I felt this way. I think I'm really in love with this time. Yeah, but you're in love with every woman. So, I'm called shenanigans? A long time, huh? Yeah, well, except for when I fell for you, Maya. I don't think even he knows what he's saying anymore. Whoa! Who is this? Come on, man, don't hold out on me! Forget about it. You don't need to know, and I'm not telling you. Hey, now, I thought we were pals. I got a major thing for girls with black sleeveless shirts and glasses. How do you know that? And if they have an orange-colored memo pad, I really lose my cool. He has to be making that up. He can't really know Adrian. Can he? Well, there's nothing else I can do about this. I can present... Thank you, Gumshoe. About this right here. Okay, we don't have any information. We can't get... What can we get information out of? This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated. Thought he got away, huh? A card. I got a weird feeling I've seen him around lately. Okay. We got... I want to figure out what to actually do with this guy. Tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebeard. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebeard, pal. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make any impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick. Now is our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Okay, about the victim. That's what we need to do. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it, anyway? Well, the companies basically send security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing that kind of work. Oh, and I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too. I just love money. I can't even get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. No! Please don't. Please stay adorable forever. That is your entire contribution to the story. That is the entire reason we love you. Please don't be any shiftier than you are. Let me go already. Apparently he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah, oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Master Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the Blackmail Letter, huh? Okay, so we can't actually present him this, I don't think. Alright, so what else can we talk to him about? We could show him the Blackmail Letter. About this Blackmail Letter. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it too, pal. Why would Kane Bullard have been blackmailing Ron the Light anyway? Well, Mr. Light used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit? Nick, that's it. Maybe that's the same reason he's been blackmailed. Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now. Oh, alright. Okay. Well, what else can we talk to him about? Well, I guess there's not much else I can do except to head to the... Okay, we can go to the detention center now. October 13th, detention center visitors room. Alright, let's talk to the people. Mr. Wright! Mr. Light, did they finish your interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. Light, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night the Sacred Urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But, there's only one to run the light, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. Okay, so we can talk to him. Now, Master Mask. Mr. Light, do you still insist that you are Master Mask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? Fair enough. That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Light. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Okay, so it's just reflashbacking through this. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole the urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So then, the person dressed up as Master Mask in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Acme. The night of the crime. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time that Blackmail note said I should. Right, alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO office, someone was in there. Someone. Then suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. Although I could tell by silhouette that it was most likely... Seeing the silhouette, it was most likely, Detective Acme. It looked like him. At least by the silhouette. I could tell because it looked a lot like him. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. It was what I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick? All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Why were you fired? Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Ooh, thank goodness. No, I mean, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief? She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Especially being a thief. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So he became Master Mask for Desiree, huh? Alright. Wow, this is cool. I'm really into this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, it's one of our most valuable treasures. If I ever get out of here, me and Bessie will go to Lordly Taylor. Check out the whole treasure terrain exhibit. Okay, I guess just promise you won't steal anything? Oh, don't worry. We'll be just going when I'm not on the job as Master Mask. Well, that's reassuring. What do you think of it? It's just that Alright. Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right. I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delay? Hee, that's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even pros could see through that in a heartbeat. Newspaper clipping updating the court record about first heist guard in the photo is Ron Delight. But as you might expect, Detective Acme found the disguise. He truly deserved the title of Ace Detective. Detective Acme found the Master Mask disguise. That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So, that's it. That's when Acme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first one of the blackmail letters. But blackmail letters? You got the stuff... Sorry, when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. Alright, talk to me. Talk to me, sir. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. The first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity? Just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give it up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all the trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second, what do you mean by you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. But plans? Actually... Well, actually, we have the list of... This list. We found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey, this is the list of all the things Master Mask stole! And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? That numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should at least be 3 times higher than that. I guess he knows about the stuff because he used to be a security guard. What can you tell me about this? The buzzer went off just once around the time the Bullard was killed. Oh, that's scary. Do you know anything about that, Mr. DeLake? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't. Why am I not surprised by how clueless he is anymore? That's the emergency buzzer for the CEO's office. Don't press it, it makes a terrible racket. Hehe, sorry, I just love making a lot of noise. Does this buzzer have something to do with the case? Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there was no prints on it or anything else for that matter. What about this? Okay, oh wait, I've already talked to him about this. What are you still doing with this keycard anyway? Didn't you return it when you left your job at KB Security? Of course I returned it! Don't be silly! But it got sent back to me along with the blackmail letter. With the blackmail letter? Yes, it said, useless to enter the CEO's office. I'm starting to see something strange. So this blackmail letter when my KB Security became Bullard? I think so, probably. You can only get into the CEO's office if you have the keycard. And the blackmail letter said to me at KB Security, guess no one other than Mr. Bullard could have written the letter to then. This photo. This has got to be the real Master Mask. I'm sure it is. I know Master Mask when I see him. Yes, but this isn't you, right, Mr. DeLite? Well, no. I was at KB Security then. So then, I guess it really is Detective Acme after all. Okay, so what else can I talk to him about? Oh, heist plans. There we go. I didn't even notice that was there. What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or a painting or some other rare treasure. They also showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans for some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Light is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. Which is strange. So Rondelay was Master Mask after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole in the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come into the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So, you went after the Sacred Urn because of one of those plans, too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you've told us to me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Alright, from Master Mass Second Heist, he was stealing as directed by Blackmail Letters. Alright, Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes? But please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course. I could never. I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. And you were trying to get a plea bargain. That makes a bit of sense. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey! Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls, so what have you been up to this whole time? The Sacred Urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Korean Village to have it examined. And what did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Whew! That's a relief. I was really worried. Alright, but there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches? They said that it's paint, and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we gotta find out how they got there. Okay, we'll go find out how they got there. But please don't forget about me. I am not going to forget about you, my buddy. Alright, in any case, the Mask's hideout. Wright and Co. offices. Move. Main exhibition hall. Okay, so now we should be able to do a thing with what is it? With Miss Adrian Andrews. October 13th, Loyalty Taylor Basement Warehouse. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time. Well, we can actually examine... Well, this box. There's something about it that's bothering me. That's the box that the Sacred Urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Alright, let's investigate again. Nick? Alright, the wooden box that had the Sacred Urn on it has pink paint stains on it. Okay, so that's evidence that we needed. We couldn't do anything with the evidence before now. Okay, well, the only thing that we can actually investigate other than that is this. It looks to me like this has been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly and is shockingly pink. Mr. Nick, could that be this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box that Sacred Urn was in. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right. Well, look, it matches. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Alright, paint marks. Completely dry, the box of the Sacred Urn fits the gap perfectly. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Alright. And now we can talk to Adrian. Right? Well, we need to present the Magatama to actually break this open so we can actually investigate her. But now we have all the information we need, now that we've gotten the urn back. The Sacred Urn. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the Sacred Urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn was admitted at the trial was genuine? Actually, yes. The urn itself. Found in Acme's office was the genuine article.
Take that!
Yeah, the urn itself. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Current Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how... What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Completely dry. Well, it has... this? I honestly have no idea other than that. This is the only evidence I got. So, Mr. Wright? Huh? Why do you think it was broken recently again? Because I just think so. Sorry, but that's not a valid explanation. Grr. The hunter has become the hunted. Well, it was broken recently. Come on, you know it. I'm not willing to wield on you at this point. Get a grip, please. Now, I'll ask you one more time, Mr. Wright. Well... Current pink splotches, but it's a genuine article.
Take
that! Okay, I need more evidence to actually break through this, then. Well, the only other thing I got is the paint mark, so...
Take that!
Actually, profiles. We can present Pearl's profile to get this information, right?
Take that!
Alright. Okay, I don't think I have the information for that. I think presenting the... Hold on. If we present it to her, will that work? Miss Andrews, about this paint that's all over the wall. Oh, look at that! It looks like the paint, right? Isn't that funny? I never noticed that before. That has to be the most pathetic acting I've ever seen in my life. I'm beginning to get very frustrated. Uh-oh, I'd better do something to calm them down and fast. What a magnificent box! You're not going to throw us off the trail with flattery. I want to know about the paint on this box. Well, I'm not sure I know anything about that. Some people just have a natural gift for lying. Adrian's not one of them. Alright. See? We got our Sacred Urn back. That's really wonderful. But we're not entirely convinced it's the same urn. Miss Andrews, we want you to cooperate with us. Alright. Well, let's go to the main exhibition hall. There's gotta be a way to actually get this information. So that I can actually do something with it. I'm glad we got the Sacred Urn back and all. So this is how come you don't look any happier. Why should I? I don't know if I should say Amy or I am on it anymore. And now it's got big pink polka dots on it that weren't there before. Don't you think you're overreacting just a little? Overreacting? Nick, I can't believe you said that. I mean, it's like, I got it. It's like if I came in wearing polka dots on my acolyte costume every day and I said, "Hi, Nick, I am. Well, do you still think it's no big deal?" I guess it would be, a real disaster? You see? Well, that's how I feel. There's gotta be more to this. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. Okay, move. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Move. I know what I'm doing now. I'm an idiot. Okay, hold on. I didn't present the right thing. I know what I'm doing now. Now we can break through this. I know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. There we go. This should work. Yeah, with this. Okay, first things first. Sacred Urn. Present that. Okay. Okay, well, we know that because of the promo. Yeah, now we got it. This poster. It was made recently, right? Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when the photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Ah! I am. What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this photo was taken. That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth. Ah, wait. Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like she's not going to give up that last psyche lock so easily. Do you have any proof that the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor? The box.
Take that!
Yeah. Well, Miss Andrews, what is this supposed to mean? This urn has these pretty little pink splotches on it. And there's some on the box the urn was stored in, too. No matter how you look at it, the paint seems to be exactly the same, wouldn't you say? So, what does that prove? That the urn was dropped along with the box. That's what they both got paint on them. Are you with me so far? Yes. The rest of the story is obvious. This box was dropped right here at Lordly Taylor's basement warehouse. If I can prove that, it means that the urn was broken here too. So, can you prove that? Can you prove that the box was dropped here in the basement warehouse? Yes, because there's a paint splotch in the exact shape. Ah, I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. There's pink paint splattered on the floor of the walls of the basement warehouse. But there's an odd shape imprinted into part of the paint stain, am I right? Yes. If you put this box in the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means the box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. Thank you. And that will fill in my meter most of the way. I mean, I'd be happy with a full meter, but I can't really have that. We don't get to have nice things. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of real school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. Was carrying it in the box. And she tripped and fell and dropped it. When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right into the paint. I was in shock, and I let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Yo, I knew I was the most important treasure in all of Korean Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Amy. I didn't know how it was originally written. But any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy. Any sane person, really. Poor Pearl. Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn in the storeroom and no one had seen it since. Sacred Urn updated in the court record. Broken and repaired by Adrian 2 weeks ago, then replaced it in its box. Kept out of sight. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it up. The Amy face statue. Aha! Amy face statue. The first time we came down here, It was on the night that the Sacred Urn was stolen. But, Mr. Nick, there was no paint marks in the walls of the floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there was a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. And at that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Fair point. Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? Amy Faye's golden statue updated in the court record. Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime, moved again that night. Alright. It looks like there's some connection between the Sacred Urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron the Light, was at KB Security. So then, why did another Master Mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. Okay, well that's the end of that story then. So, interesting. Okay, so according to all of that, if I'm processing everything correctly, according to all of that, so Ron was at KB Security. He was the one who hid the guy. He was the one who hid Kane Bullard in the safe. But based on the silhouette, and I'm assuming for whatever reason Luke Acme was there as well and knocked him out, and that's when the murder happened. So yeah, I'm not. That's very. I mean, it looks exactly like him. There's no mistaking that silhouette. I could tell with the little monocle. He was I could tell he was wearing the monocle because there was just a random stick sticking out of his model. I'm pretty sure that it was him. So my question is, why was Luke Acme there? If I am indeed right in my theory, I'm pretty sure I am, but I'm interested to know what exactly is going on. There seems to be a bit more to this than meets the eye. Clearly there shouldn't have been another Master Mask there, but I'm interested to see how that actually is going to work out. But in any case, I think I'm going to leave this episode here, and we're going to work this out for next time. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter in the description below. And be sure to check out my Patreon in the description below as well if you want to help support me. It's only a couple bucks a month. It does help me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks, and I'm always saying thanks. So be sure to check this out in the description below as well. Also, be sure to check out my Discord if you want to discuss any games or stuff that you think I might like. So be sure to check all of that down in the description below. And also, if you guys want to see more content from me, be sure to check out my Twitch. I stream every Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Actually streamed this past Sunday. So if you guys want to check that out, it's up on my Twitch. It's also should be up here, as presumably. So if you guys want to check that out, by all means, link is down in the description. And the other way you can actually support me is by checking out the videos linked in the end screen. The top video is the most recent one. It may or may not be this one. Whereas the bottom video is a video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So, if you want to try something new, or see more of what you like, then be sure to check both of those videos out. But, regardless of whether or not to do, or say, do any or all those things, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!